just how missing me feels.
It was, honestly, it was torture.
Did I do something wrong?
Yes, it was the worst version of that song I've ever heard in my life.
You know you make me wanna kick my heels up and throw my hands up
In every single way, that was just everything I hated.
I like Simon. But then again, what do I know? No, I forgot to ask Casey who he'd want to be stuck on an island with.
I'm going to go with, believe it or not, Merle Haggard. If I had a couple acoustic guitars and...
Oh, you're a country guy.
Not 100%, but, you know, he's one of my favorites. He wrote music and he played and sang, so...
Okay, let's get to it. First, I tell you what. Last week's finale was Simon Cowell's last show. He's going to have another new show next year. He got a little emotional on stage saying goodbye. Let's take a look at part of his speech and then get our gang to say what they think about it. Watch.
And you know what the truth is? When everyone asks who's going to replace me, who's going to be the next judge, the truth is you guys are the judge of this show, and you've done an incredible job over the years. And even you, I'm going to honestly, honestly miss you. And I want to thank everybody, I'm not going to name names, but the production team, the people who put all this together, thank you very much indeed. It's been a blast. Thank you.
Okay, let's go around. Lee, what'd you think of him?
I think he was a really genuine person. And, you know, what you see of him on the show is kind of this judge. That's what he does. He sits there and critiques people, whether it be good or bad. And getting a chance to meet him outside of the show was a really interesting experience because you got to see a different side of him that you don't necessarily see when he's out there doing. Oh yeah, he's a really good guy.
What about you, Crystal? You don't have to like him now. It's over.
No. I think Simon's great. He's honest, sometimes brutally honest, but that's what I think people should have a little more of.
Do you think he hurt some people, though?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, but if you can't handle the truth, you know.
Aaron?
Well, you know, my take on Simon is if he doesn't say the things like he does, you're not going to really remember it. So the way he puts things, it sticks out in your head. You remember them. So, I mean, I feel really privileged, you know, to get to share the final season with him.
Katie?
It's really awesome.
I liked Simon, actually. I mean, I don't really mind him being mean, because that's not even what he is. He's just honest, and like they said, I think that some people need a little more of that.
Andrew?
Simon's he's a really cool guy, and I mean, he's up there wanting to do your best, so he's gonna tell you what you need to hear so you could step it up the next time you're out there.
Was he rough on you?
He was a little rough on me, but I mean, that guy, he's a cool guy. I got to talk to him outside the show.
You say you appreciated it?
I very much appreciated it.
Dee Dee?
You know, I had mixed feelings about Simon. At the beginning, I liked him, and then in kind of the middle of the show, I didn't really. And then at the end of the show, he actually turned out to be a really nice guy. So I appreciate some of the things that he said, you know, but he's a good guy, and I know that. So.
Siobhan?
He sure is clever. Those things he comes up with to say about your song, like, where does that come from? You know, instead of just saying that was really bad or that was really loud, or, you know, he told me it sounded like I was giving birth. and he told Mike he sounded wet. And I was like, what? Where does that come from? I don't know.
Tim, what did you think of him?
A kind of a mixture of everything. He's got a really unique way of putting things so you do remember it. And everything he says, like, it may be worded kind of funny, but there's something you can use in there if you look hard enough, and he knows what he's talking about. So, I mean, I've always respected his opinion, and I really appreciated that I got to be on his final season.
Casey?
You know, when I think of the show, I think of him first and foremost, so... but, you know, being a part of his last season was an honor, and, you know, he did say a lot of things that were... he's got an interesting way of putting things, so...
Michael?
Well, you know, I love Simon. He's got a great swag about him, and different than regular people. His swag is it's a little bit up there, you know. But the thing that I wish more people saw was like the time he spends with us when we leave the show, like right at that moment when we get voted off or whatever that is, and he comes and has a few words for us. That's like the best. It's so encouraging right there.
Good to hear. A lot of young, attractive people working closely together. Was there any idle romance? Backstage? We'll ask next.